Hello, everyone. My name is Nikola Foretic, and along with my colleagues, I'll present you one study that we conducted, and that is dealing with coaching stress. The name of the study is Handball Coach Training Stress Responses, meaning that we try to describe dynamics of stress that is happening during the handball training, and is considering coach. Uh, For introduction, it's important to say that everyone that is working as a coach knows that coaching is a stressful job. The stressful nature of coaching is well described in the literature, and it's well known that coach encounters different, let's say, problems and amounts of stress that are product not just of the internal psychological burden that coach puts on himself, but also on factors that come from outside, such as fans, athletes, parents, if worked with younger athletes, or media. Also, there's lots of pressure on every level these days, whether you work in professional coaching or whether you work with the kids. There's a huge amount and pressure considering result production, and then team management is pressuring coaches a lot. To endure this stressful surrounding and to cope with it and define effective strategies to cope with it, it is important to monitor objective level of stress of the coach. What is the problem? The problem is that major tools for monitoring coaching stress in general are the psychological tools that just concern feelings or emotions. So in general, these are the interviews and or questionnaires, and they are well known in the literature, and they are validated, and in a way they are general. The problem is that this is adequate in measuring general state of the coach, let's say emotion and stress, but not sufficient for managing acute stress that is happening in the, let's say, in the real time. And this acute stress doesn't have to be chronic stress that is happening directly during or after the competition, and also during the after the training. Thus, the main goal of our study was to determine handball coach psychophysiological responses to the training by obtaining not just subjective feeling of stress, but also some physiological markers of stress that we think should describe the coach stress during the training. And it's heart rate and some biomarkers. Um, what was important in the study, it was try to make a baseline values and then try to see those biomarkers of stress before, during, and after the training. So in general, what we done, we started with this standard measurement of stress. It's called trait anxiety inventory, which is very good validated, and it's used a lot, especially in the stressful situations and stressful jobs. And it's measuring coach emotional state. We run it directly after training session. And in general, this instrument quantifies state of anxiety and include 20 questions such as how do you feel? Do you feel upset, satisfied, frightened, comfortable, confident, nervous, etc. Then you have scale, and then when you have scale, in the end you have score, and the bigger score let's say it's describing bigger score is describing a larger amount of stress or tension or nervousness for the coach or for the person that fulfilled this inventory. The other side, we took heart rate. Coach work heart rate monitor before every training and 90 minutes after the training. So the idea was also something that we knew from before, that heart rate could be connected with the stress, with the emotional stress, and we try to monitor it before, during, and after the training. And let's say most interesting part was measuring the biomarkers of stress. We chose two of them. It was cortisol and alpha amylase. Cortisol is also known as cold as a stress hormone, and alpha amylase is also it's not hormone. It's an enzyme that is secreted from the salivary glands, and it's also responsive to the sympathetic stimuli. So in a way, it responds to the higher tension of the nervous system. So how we done it? It's very simple. You took this small swab that you can see here, in this picture, put it under the tank, keep it for 2 minutes, and then the coach will put it in this small container. After that, it would be freezed and later analyzed in laboratory. It was done also in the 5 time points, 20 minutes before the training, then on the half of the training, directly after training finish, 45 minutes after the training finish, and 90 minutes after the training finish. Along with the training measurement, we done the baseline measurement, in which coach without eating and drinking, which can influence the hormonal levels and especially alpha amylase levels. From 9 in the morning till 9 in the evening, we measured every 45 minutes. We took the samples to get the baseline level, and in a way to get the circadian rhythm of the given hormones and alpha amylase. So these are the results. Considering basic statistics, no matter it was just one coach for 5 different trainings, the distribution of results were normal. So let's say we could continue with the parametric methods. What we done was t-test to compare the different time points. These are the results. I will not bother you a lot with them. You can find them in the article. To better explain it, we have the graphs. So these are the findings of the biomarkers of stress. You see the orange is the heart rate, the blue one is the cortisol, and alpha amylase is the green curve. In general, what is general conclusion? That heart rate and alpha amylase have similar dynamics. What means that from the beginning of the training, it rose till the middle of the training, keep that level almost completely, and then gradually decreased after the training, and maybe 90 minutes after the training, it came to the normal baseline values. Cortisol was constantly decreasing. When you see the cortisol, the yellow line is cortisol on the baseline measuring day. It means when you don't have any stress, this would be normal cortisol rhythm without any physical or psychological stress. You see that on the training, it was normal. So we can say that cortisol is following circadian rhythm, and it's not influenced with a psychological stress during the training. Cortisol is a hormone that has different let's say, different reactions, not just on psychological stress, but also could be very reactive on the physical stress. But as we saw on the heart rate, that was pretty low, no more than 95 beats per minute, it means that psychologically or physically cortisol was not stimulated and it was just following its circadian rhythm. The other side, you see the blue line here, it's the alpha amylase normal baseline level, but on the training day it rose. It rose from the beginning till the end, and then just 90 minutes after the training, this was the spot when it came to the normal. It means that some part of the psychological stress that appeared during the training stimulated alpha amylase. Also, what is interesting, that before the training coach was a little bit, let's say, aroused according to alpha amylase, and doesn't and in the end also came 90 minutes after the training to the normal values. Means that coach preparation for the training and expectation for the training is arousing it a little bit, his emotional state during the training. Nevertheless, the heart rate was not high enough. Alpha amylase was sensitive enough, and we can say it's sensitive indicator of coach stimulation of the sympathetic nervous system.